How many hours do you work a week? The standard, of course, I think, is usually 40 hours. Excuse me, 40 hours a week. When I was working in England, it was 37.5 hours a week. You used to get Friday afternoons off. In Japan, I would guess, well, it's quite common to have 60 hours a week of people working with overtime. So here's a crazy idea. How about a 4-hour work week that you only work for only 4 hours a week? Sound too good to be true? Of course, it sounds too good to be true, but it was the title of a famous book by Tim Ferriss that came out in, I think, 2007, called The 4-Hour Work Week. I think he would agree that really 4-hour work week is not, it's not the normal thing, and it's not necessarily possible, but it's the idea of reducing the amount of busy time that you have and just concentrating on effective stuff so that you have more free time or more time to do other things. He was quite ahead of his time because he was arguing in favor of working from home, using technology, um, all the things we know now since coronavirus. But he came up with these ideas before then, so he's still very popular. He has a not a website, a blog that's very popular called the Tim Ferriss blog. He has millions of followers. Anyway, he wrote this book called The 4-Hour Work Week, and there are three main ideas to how you can reduce the amount of time that you work. Number one, be effective, not efficient. Use the 80-20 rule. Do you know the 80-20 rule? That's the idea that 20% of the work that you do actually creates 80% of the benefits. And often 80% of the work you do only creates 20% of the benefits. So just focus, if you can focus on the 20% that gets the most results, that's all you really need to do. Forget about the rest. An example, like, well, I teach English. If I focus on just teaching English and getting new students, well, that's 20% of my job. Wait a minute. No, I'm teaching more than that. How about getting new students? That's the most important thing. Well, okay, if I focus on getting new students, then that will bring in 80% of the business, and I can have more free time, something like that. So he has a good quote: "Doing something unimportant well does not make it important." You know, actually, it's hard to think, but in many office jobs, there are just lots of office meetings and unimportant jobs that don't actually cause any more money to come into the business. They just take up your time. That's what he's talking about. Don't do these time wasting things. Instead, do the things that actually make a difference. Okay, that's first idea. Number two, validate your business ideas. Before you build a product or make a service, make sure people will give you money for it. Test if somebody wants to buy your new product. If you make a great, I don't know, coffee flavored banana, sounds great, but does anybody really want a coffee flavored banana? You have to test it before you gamble everything. Common sense, right? And this third point, it's quite a good idea, I think. Charge a premium so you need fewer clients. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold, as you can hear in my throat. Okay, let me just read it out. It's easier. Be the best, not the cheapest. If you charge $10 per product, you need to generate 1,000 sales per month to make $10,000. Right? But if you charge $100 per product, per item, you only have to make 100 sales. So raise the price of what you're selling, and then you don't have to sell it as many times. And his idea here is that the hardest part of a sale is moving people from not giving you money to giving you money. Sometimes the price is not as important. Once they've decided to buy your product, if they like it, $10 or $100 doesn't really matter. I'm going to buy it. The hardest thing is for getting them to become your customer, not the amount of money. I don't know if that's always true, case by case. But anyway, those are the three ideas. So be efficient and effective. Focus on the 20% that makes you 80% of the money. Test your ideas and have a high price so that you don't need to sell many products. I don't know. He's very successful giving advice, but I don't know. Are these good ideas for you? I'm not sure. I got three questions for you to think about. Number one, would you like to start your own business? Why or why not? Number two, do you care more about quality or price when you're shopping? Number three, what's the best use of our time? Okay, have a think about those items, and I will see you the next time. Thank you very much.